Nothing to me is impossible. Music a means to the end. Most of the shit is illogical. All the y'all niggas depend on what they pretend. Just think what you had. Stop looking at trends. You wearing your house like it's topical. Now the pain is gone. The fame is on. And they play my songs. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, I ain't talk is talk. And move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the way. Got things to do. I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said, take a look around you, nigga. Find your way back. Find your way back. Find your way back. I said, take a look around you, nigga. Find your way back. Find your way back. Find your way back. New era, I got y'all. Real game, we pop off. No knockoffs. Open eyes, we watch out. Mobilize, won't cop out. COVID-19 cops out, don't flop now. Open skies, we fly now. New agenda, they try now. Most y'all getting real scared of the headlines we find out. And getting real near. If you don't know, you behind now. Behind the times, government hide behind the lines. Most brands trying to monetize. All of us have to stay inside, don't socialize. Talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the way. Got things to do. I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said, take a look around you, nigga. Find your way back. Find your way back. Find your way back. I said, take a look around you, nigga. Find your way back. Find your way back. Find your way back.
That is home. Oh my god.
The bacon is sizzling.
I'm so fucking excited.
Welcome.
Come
to
on,
the
it's time to
Daily
make some
Swole.
gains. Testing. Testing, testing, testicles, testicles. Oh, welcome everyone to episode 1450 schwam of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What is going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. How are we doing today? Happy Sunday. It is Sunday, April 26th, and yeah, Ask Papa Swolio live today. So we got a couple things to go over first. A couple things. We got a little tip action. We got to go through a couple announcements and some new stuff going down. And we will get into the live Q&A in just a moment. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I'm super stoked, and I hope that thou art stoked as well. Is the Swole Card fuck average? No, actually, it is salty sack. It is salty sack. Shall we drum roll? Shall we drum roll with the card release? We have our own Tess Hornaday with the brand new Swole Card. And Tess, why don't you come on over here? There we go. Hashtag salty sack. Hashtag salty sack if you want a chance to win the Swole Card. We do a Swole Card giveaway at the end of every episode. So if you're brand new to the Mancast, this is what we do. So drop some salty sack in the comments. And remember, you got questions, use the hashtag AskPapaSwolio, and we'll get into those questions ASA to the P. So thank you, Tess. Thank you, Tess Hornaday. And if you want to follow her on Instagram, you can follow her at Tess Hornaday on the IG. So yeah, you can follow. You can follow the sexy beach. Look at her. Look at that. Look at that delicious. Look at that delicious little sexy beach. Aren't you fine as fuck? Get on with your bad self, Tess. Get on with your bad self. Horn positivity. Remember, unicorn acceptance, they are real. They are real. They are real. Unicorns are real. How many of you, is it your first time? Anyone first time? Are we popping cherries? Are we popping any swole cherries? Every Sunday, go live here. We've been doing this for the past several weeks. So this is normally on the Daily Swole channel. So if you want to follow there, if you want to catch the Daily Swole every single day, make sure you go do so on the Daily Swole channel. It's in the related channels down below. And you can go and subscribe there, and going live every single day there. However, tomorrow, FamWise Game G's, tomorrow we have a little bit of a change of pace. We have an accountability meeting tomorrow. So for those of you that are Swolenormous X members, we have this going down live at 12 noon Eastern time tomorrow, April 27th. So tomorrow, we're going to go through all the new releases. We'll go over a bunch of great stories, a bunch of great success stories from the group. We'll take any private questions. So If you don't get your question answered today, if there's a lot of questions coming through or I missed the question, tomorrow you can ask when we kind of go over some of the details. So if you like the Q&A, if you want a strong fucking community, you know the 7 pillars are strong with the Swole Nation. So make sure that if you need that support, if you don't have that in your circle, if your fucking family sucks, if your friends suck, if everything sucks around you, check out the Swole Fam. You can go learn more at swolenormousx.com. You could join for less than $3. And tomorrow you can get access to the live stream, private live stream, 1452. It's private for members only. So tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, mark your calendars, beaches. Mark your calendars. Mark it. Mark it. Oh, oh, oh. What's up, fam? What's up? How are we doing? Let's take a couple comments. Elizabeth Chiarte. Chiarte? Chirarte. Ooh, Chirarte. Welcome to the Swole Fam. Welcome. Let's see here. Well, let's see. Swole Fam is the shit. Goddamn right, Gina. Jessica, first timer. Yeah, first timers have to drop some cherries down in the comments. So usually on the Ask Papa Swolio Live, you get a lot of people that don't know about the Daily Swole podcast. So you get a lot of people that need. Maybe we should put the comments up here. I've been thinking about this. Should we do comments up top? You guys like comments on the top here, or do you like it on the bottom? What do we got going on here? What do we got going on here? Sometimes I'm like, I'm in between. I've been thinking about dropping at the top. What do you think? Are you a top or a bottom? You know, we're just right across the face. Just right across the fucking face. Where do you think? Where does that go? Where does that go? Where do the comments go? We'll take a vote. We'll take a hardcore important vote. Or maybe every time we do a podcast, maybe I'll just slide them around. Should I just do this? If you have epilepsy, I apologize. Get coffee in the fucking beard. Ooh, poppin' cherries, Army forever. Comments on the top looks good, doesn't cover the beard. You know what? That might be. that might be the most important, most important aspect of this. Depends on if you're a top or you're a bottom. I mean, it's 2020, so you could be open. Bottom, first time. The top, that's what she said. Hashtag salty sack. Top, can't see the bread or the beard. Cherries in the bottom. Hide all the bottoms in the chat. We need to see the beard top. Top. Lower is better, but move the camera down so you're higher up in the frame. Could do that a little bit. Maybe I'll adjust it slightly. Let's see here. So hashtag salty sack. We'll get started in just a moment. Let me see. Pull it down a little bit. Let me see what we got here. There we go. Just a little bit. I was trying to move it down earlier, but you know, try to like see what we got here. Yeah, that's that. There we go. That's better. I like that. I'm picking up. Versatile indeed. Well, it's good. You know, come on. It's tops and bottoms. It depends. Sometimes it's all about the mood, right? So how the mood strikes you. Salty sack. How we doing? Okay, so we got questions. Top for the Swolio beard, bottom for Tess Hornaday's horn. So now if I show this, it covers the beard directly. You see the problem? Yeah, I mean, it's better. This is what I was looking for before, so I appreciate the input. You guys are on point. The Swole fam's got it. All right. Let's see. You can see a little Papa Swolio nip. You can't see my nips at all. You can't see the fucking nips. You can't see the nips. It changes because every time I take the camera off and I move it, I move that camera around, so sometimes it goes up. That's what she said. All right, so the comments. This is important stuff because they're not always down here because sometimes I might cover. But what about this? You guys like that? But then it covers the screen. Again, top or bottom? Are you a top? Do you like the comments up there? Or do you want them down there? I don't know. Thank you. Tony Bauer fan page. Thank you. Happy 100,000. The top. Do we like the top? Maybe. It's probably going to cover the beard. I don't like that. I don't know if I like the fucking top. I don't know. It's kind of cool down here. It's fine. It covers the beard. Look, if the beard, fam, if the beard is there if it's there all the time, you're going to get really, really desensitized to the beard. So if I always have that front and center, you're just going to take it for granted. I don't want you to take it for granted. Don't take me for granted, fam. Don't take daddy for granted. Don't take me for granted. Yow. Anyway. Let's talk about this. let's talk about this for a second. Who is the guy impersonating you on Instagram? First off, let's talk about this because I got so many fucking DMs. I got so many fucking DMs about this account. Now, this account is, I guess, Swolenormous _1. So I don't know if it's any one of you, but I had so many people saying, "Oh, Papa Swolio followed me," or "Is this you? Is this you? Is this you?" It's like the person has 4 posts from maybe like 2015 and no followers, not really following anyone. And it looks as fake as an account as you could possibly get. It's like textbook what you do if you want to create a fake account. Someone's name _1. So I don't know why. I mean, I appreciate everyone letting me know, but it was as fake as it gets. So FYI, if the person is watching or listening, you are infringing on registered trademarks. So if you do not know what infringement on a registered trademark is, that is not good for you. So this is not one of those. A lot of people create these fake accounts, and then people report them like, "Oh, it's spam," or it's a copyright infringement. And that's so fucking loose with what you can do in fair use. And it's kind of like whining. You copyright, you can't use my pictures. A lot of times it's looked at as kind of complaining and just bitching and moaning. But when it comes to a trademark infringement, especially when it's registered, that's just a legal matter. So there's no possible, that's not good. That's not good for the person. So I shall protect my reputation to the fucking end. So yeah, if you're pretending to be me, if it was just a regular account, but if you're DMing, yeah, you're going to definitely have some visitors, or you're going to definitely get that shit taken down. So no worries. No worries. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's all good. If you can't tell that that's a fucking fake account, is this really funny? Really funny. It's like, is this your first day on the internet? Is this your first day? These things pop up. Anyone that thought it was real, it's like, come on. Swolenormous _1. Come on. Why is it? Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's publicity. At least they tag the Daily Swole. Yeah, at least they're sharing my content. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I'll report it. What else are you going to do? I'm not going to worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just ignore it. If you're accepting requests, don't follow that account or follow it and just keep on. Who knows? I hope they don't ask for money. That's not, I don't know what to do about that. So anyway, if you report it, make sure you report it, and that's it. Super obvious it wasn't me. Super obvious it wasn't Papa. It wasn't me. All right, I got some good stuff. So again, tomorrow, accountability meeting, new releases. Let's get into just the tip, fam. We're going to go into some new stuff, got some comments to go through, and we're going to jump into this Q&A. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for 100K. It's fucking awesome. It's one of those, I talked about it in terms of just the fun little milestones, because I remember vividly and ironically, it was about 4 years to the day. I wouldn't, like a month before I started in 2016 posting YouTube videos. So it was like March. I think it was the end of March was my first video. March 27th or 28th or 26th or something. The Daily Swole didn't start until beginning of May. I was doing live casting in April for about a couple weeks, Swolenormous live, and then I changed it to the Daily Swole, started over about May 8th, 9th, or 10th, which is why we had the SwoleCon scheduled for this May, but of course, coronavirus, and actually we were postponing things, so, we wouldn't be meeting anyway, but it's about 4 years to the day, so it's been a fun fucking journey. Fun fucking journey. It's been a wild one. But let's get into some salty sack. Maybe it's Vince. Maybe it's Steve. It could be Steve. Never go full Steve, fam. Never go full Steve. All right, here we go. Let's get into some JTT. Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Remember that? Tiger Beat. All right, just tip, fam. Here we go. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. So I got some comments from YouTube, and I scrolled through some of the most recent ones, and I think they're funny as fuck. So let's get into it right now. And you can see the video that they were talking about. I'll just shrink these comments a little bit large. That's what she said. And this is from the Foodie Beauty video I did 2 days ago. Was it yesterday? The day before? Yesterday. It was Friday. Cat C, I hope you enjoyed these nuts. I think I'm going to like it here. I think you shall. I think you shall. Please don't feed the vegans. I hope Papa brought enough nuts for all of Foodie Beauty's chins. Savage. Savage. You biches are fucking savage. Old school. Who watched this video? Remember Madeline Georgetta's fucking camel toe? Moose knuckles are balls, my dude. Mouse's knuckle? Mouse's knuckle. If you're going to drop a comment, if you're going to correct me, you better speak fucking English. Mouse's knuckle or ball, my dude. Mouse's knuckle or ball, my dude. Mouse's knuckle. Well, I would call anything a moose knuckle that looks like a fucking moose knuckle. And when you wedge your underwear or your Gymshark pantalones or your rider wear, whatever the fuck it is, so far up your cooch, it looks like a camel toe. If it looks like a camel toe, it's a fucking camel toe. What do you want? Nico Cod avocado spreads dangerous lies while stuffing his face. Katie Carney, I can't imagine the horrors that his toilet has seen. Ugh. Gross. Gross. Fuck. Can you imagine what those shits are like? Those fiery Cheetos shits? Logandra, the only thing that he has in common with the avocado is the inside color. My dude, you are the best. Support from Greece. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. How many of you are watching? We got any Greeks out here? Greeks in the house? Greeks. These mukbangers are trashing their bodies and they want my respect. This was posted yesterday. The video was posted yesterday from Victoria Jeffrey. The comment, mukbanging is seriously the sickest shit on YouTube. These videos are so disturbing. They should be on the deep, dark web. I don't deny that. I don't disagree. This was on Nick Dompierre's endless mukbangs and food challenges are not fitness. Shakaila. Finally, someone calls, quote, fit mukbangers out. And we all know what fit mukbangers actually are, right? We know what fit fucking mukbangers are really just people that don't eat during the week. This is the binge and purge. This is the starvation. This is the really strict under eating calories. So then you can eat 10,000 calories. You probably shit most of it out because your body can't process it all at one time. You just overeat, crap it out, and then you still look lean. You still got your abs. It's kind of like those rock stars in the 70s and 80s that were super, super skinny and fucking shredded, their abs because they had no body fat because they were just doing coke and drinking alcohol all the time. I wouldn't call them in shape. So just because you look good doesn't mean you're actually healthy. And that's one of the biggest discrepancies. So I'm sure we'll get a lot of comments. I got another question. I got a DM about intermittent fasting too. So exciting. I'm glad we're making progress in the fitness industry. I'm glad we're clarifying skipping breakfast. Nico Cod, another one with the stuffing face. Madhumonti Singh, you reminded me of Jesus. If Jesus was an outspoken buff guy who didn't give a fuck. Thank you, Madhumonti. You're so unlikable, it makes this content hard. Hate both these people, but saying you can't get fat and have your respect is equally as disgusting. Why should I respect anyone that trashes their body, trashes their audience, and is pretty much worthless? Why does that deserve my respect? Where the fuck did this country go? Where'd this world go where you don't have to earn respect anymore? And this doesn't mean that you don't know someone, you see someone and they just shit on their fucking face, you just shit on their life. But if someone has proven time and time again that they don't deserve your respect, why would you give it anyway? Respect is earned. It's not deserved. You should get the benefit of the doubt, but if you prove that you are not worthy of that respect, and when I say respect, I don't want her to die. That's why I'm making these fucking videos. Maybe someone that actually lays it down really salty and thick. Maybe someone just hasn't put a ball bag on her chins, right? Maybe someone hasn't done what actually needs to happen. You get so much coddling. Have you ever looked at these comments? Have you ever looked at the comments in these videos? There's so much. Of course, she scrubs her comments. She fucking scrubs her comments. She scrubs all that shit. So she deletes anything negative. And people that are just actually concerned, there are people that ask, hey, how much you weigh? I'm curious. Or how much you actually eat? What should you be? Shouldn't you be really not eating junk food all the time, she'll delete everything that's not 100% positive. She'll delete anything that's not 100% positive, which is being deceitful. It's being deceitful because there's no proof that it's being deleted. It doesn't say, oh, 900 comments have been deleted. It just doesn't show up. That's fucked up. You know, that's fucked up. It's fucked up to mislead your audience. So she's being deceptive and she's literally poisoning herself. She's encouraging other people to do the same because people in her comments, have you seen the comments? Have you seen the fucking comments of people saying, oh, this makes me feel so good, or I did the same thing, ha ha ha. People are actually supporting her and doing likewise. So she's not only just killing herself, she's encouraging other people to kill themselves too. It's just indirect. Like I said, it's a snuff film. We're accepting this as okay because she doesn't have a gun to her head and she's not cutting her wrists. All she's doing is encouraging people to binge eat as well. And she's supporting it. And she's creating this little culture, this little fucking bubble. But it's going to have consequence. That bubble's going to fucking burst. That bubble's going to fucking burst. So fam, we got another reminder, Swole Card. Swole Card today is salty sack. So if you haven't yet dropped that in the comments, drop it. We will be giving away the Swole Card at the end, and I will be mailing that out to one of you lucky, one of your lucky chins will get some salty sack on there. And by the way, we do have a very special guest in the comments, King Darius. If you haven't yet checked out his content, if you haven't yet checked out his music, I play this. This is the music I play on the outro of every YouTube video. This is on the intro of every single Daily Swole podcast. So go check him out. Apple fucking Music, wherever you want to listen to music. Spotify. Go check him out. King Darius, and that's King Darius 1, but King Darius I. Just type in King Darius I, and it'll pull right up. So it's fucking awesome. If you need some good music to chill to, if you need some good music to smash to, if you need some new lifting music, that's fire. My favorite track is the Find Your Way Back. That's one of his more newer ones. It's one of my favorites. Of course, Gang Gang. Gang Gang fucking bangs. Everyone loves Gang Gang. Everyone loves Gang Gang. What up, D? Fuck. Burping like a motherfucker. All right. Fanny Pack is good too. Good call. Good call. What's your favorite King Darius song? Yeah, I love Ghost too. Ghost is fire. I think those are my favorites. You can tell my favorites because I use them. I like Empire too because Empire, it talks about me putting sack on someone's chin. So Empire, Ghost, Fanny Pack, and Find Your Way Back are my favorites. I actually love the freestyle, the face-to-face freestyle. There's the older one, classics. You got some serious classics. Gorilla Time. Let's see. Oh, and of course, because we're on YouTube, we got some whiny beaches. This was on Nick Dompierre. Now, Nick was one of those fitness jabronis, the fitness guys, right? Quote, quote, quote. And, but he still does all these fucking mukbangs and shit, which gives people this illusion that they can actually do the same thing. So Eric Gudino, my boy, mad because he got 2 times the amount of subs you do. You know how many people have more subscribers than me, you fucking jabroni? And then he says, you all must be fun at parties. If you don't like Nick, just don't watch it. Weird ass people. That's true. That's true because a lot of people hate watch, but I'm actually making content, sending a good message where Nick is sending a shit garbage message. So just because you salty, son. Oh my God. Come on, stop whining. Papa Swolio so mad, so mean to me. Papa Swolio so mean to me. Suck a dish. But I understand. Jelly. Don't be jelly. Jealousy is a stanky ass fucking cologne. Another comment on First Foodie Beauty. Watching people eat like this is so nasty. I do not understand why anyone would watch this trash. There you go. More common sense on V-Shred's video. Oh, so that's V-Shred. I see his stupid vids everywhere on YouTube. The ad didn't strike me as believable. I just skipped them. Yeah, no shit. Eat whatever you want. Have you seen the testosterone one? Have you seen the testosterone videos that the ads that V-Shred does? The ones where it says, you know, I don't know what he says, like guys lose testosterone. These 4 foods will boost your testosterone, some shit. I never watch it to the end because it's like 2.5 minutes and I don't want to fucking kill myself. But yeah, I mean, he definitely targets men versus women, because certain videos where I'll watch a mukbang, it'll pop up and it'll be, you can tell whose accounts actually get followed by more men or more women. And most of these mukbang accounts, of course, the female mukbang accounts are followed by females. So you start getting the female ads. So I've seen all of them. Oh, I've seen all the shit. I've seen all his fucking things. And we got one. This one was a kind of this video I did a couple weeks ago, I think. It was a couple weeks ago. I forget how long, maybe in the last month. And this one was from the Instagram Self-Love Mama, is telling you to gain weight and not exercise because she was. And D-Dub says, I have to imagine people who think like this are the vast minority. The problem is that this minority is extremely loud, which makes people think the number of these idiots is actually higher than it is, which is true. The minorities are always louder. They're usually louder. Fat acceptance, horn positivity over here. Unicorn acceptance, horn positivity. These people. See, Tess Hornaday is the minority. She's the minority. Look at her. She doesn't look like a minority. She looks full as fuck. She's huge. Look at her. Her girth. She's thick as fuck. Comes out from over the Swole Card. But do I hold it against her? No. I accept her for who she is. What I don't accept is fucking nonsense. I don't accept nonsense that I see on YouTube. And I'm here to answer questions about all that bullshit. So we'll get into some more comments and stuff and questions in a moment. So again, just in closing, just to wrap up this initial segment, tomorrow, those of you that are members of Swolenormous X, tomorrow we have the accountability meeting at 12 noon Eastern time. So in the group, members only, if you want to join, you can go to swolenormousx.com, and swolenormousx.com is available for less than $3. You can get access to so much stuff inside Swolenormous X, full programs, of course, all the stuff, yoga studio, everything I talk about in my YouTube videos. So I don't have to really go into it all right now. You could ask questions if you have questions on that, and we'll get into all the questions in just a moment. But tomorrow, it's for members only. So if you are interested in joining, you can get started for less than $3, and that will give you access to the accountability meetings, Swole TV, the private groups, and all that stuff. Just not the training content, but you get some of that stuff in Swole Motion and the new private videos. So we do have some cool stuff coming up with Swole TV. I've been mentioning for a while that we're going to be dropping some new playlists. Nuts on Chin Unplugged is getting overhauled. We got some real new fire shit coming for that. Real fun stuff. I think you're going to like the angle. Driving While Gaining Uncensored, and a couple new other things inside Swole TV. So you get access to that with all memberships. So super stoked. So, all right, let's get into some Q&A. So all you got to do is drop your question in the comments below and use the hashtag AskPapaSwolio. Helps a ton. Use a fucking question mark so I can see the fucking question. You guys that ask statements, come on. Help a brother out. Help a brother out. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it. Super excited. So excited. Any new releases? You mean tomorrow in the accountability meeting? Fuck yeah. New releases? Of course. Look. The evidence is clear. Accountability meeting announcing new releases. Absolutely. Tomorrow we got new releases coming. Every single Monday in the accountability meeting, we talk about the new releases. So we got some new stuff. I'm just not going to tell you right now. You got to wait till tomorrow. Do I have enough coffee for the Q&A? All right. So all questions, drop them down below. If you asked earlier, ask them again. Drop them down in the comments. Let's get into some good shit. And again, if you can use the hashtag AskPapaSwolio, I will see them easily and I shall answer. Coffee in the beard. Hold on. Let me top it off. Good shit. All right. Need some chapstick. I'm parched. Bitches gotta hydrate. Make sure you hydrate, motherfuckers. Make sure you hydrate. Okay, let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go here with Ribbon. Ribbon Papa Swolio, how do you meditate with racing thoughts? How can I help calm my brain? Well, you don't calm your brain. You don't try to, what a lot of people think meditation is before they start practicing properly, or mindfulness training. We call it brain gains for the brain gain sessions inside Swolenormous X. It's more of your awareness of your thoughts and recognizing thoughts, where they're coming from, and how it's very congruent to all aspects of consciousness. So if you're trying to meditate and trying not to think, that's not what you do. That's not what meditation is, because you can't stop thoughts. You're never going to be able to stop your brain from thinking. That's just how your brain works. That's kind of the point. If you're trying to summarize and just generalize, because it's much more, I don't want to say complicated, it's much more simple, but it's much more of a developed practice over time. So it's a lot more, you get a lot more from it than I can really explain. You have to experience it. But it will help you. It will help you because you start focusing on less things and you start recognizing what is just something that always just fucks with you. So thoughts are pretty much invasive. Thoughts are invasive and they're always going to try to jump in. They're always going to try to break into your head. So you're not going to be able to stop it. It's a matter of watching your thoughts appear and then letting them just fucking go away. You know, focusing on the breath, focusing on different elements. There's different processes and there's different ways you can approach it from a focus standpoint, but you're not really putting in effort. You're allowing these things to essentially wash over you and you're not trying to manage it. So what gives people a lot of anxiety during the day is they're trying to manage all their thoughts. They're trying to, okay, I got all this stuff. I got this to They're fucking running around crazy and you have a racing brain and it gives you tons of anxiety, which raises your stress levels, which raises cortisol. You have a lot of associated problems with that. So that's one of the simplest ways. You literally just sit there and breathe and focus on your breath. It really is that simple, but the guided meditations can really help you get into that habit and know what to focus on and know how to isolate your focus. It's really more about relaxed, passive focus than it is managing your thoughts or not thinking. That's what can happen. That's what can end up as a result, but it's not like you sit there, okay, don't think. We'll never be successful with that. Cool guy. What's up, cool guy? Hey, cool guy. Papa Swolio, what are your thoughts on cheat meals every once in a while? I'm not saying a full-on 10,000 calorie mukbang, but an unhealthy meal occasionally. And that's up to you. What do I think? I can tell you what I do. I usually don't. I mean, what's your opinion of unhealthy? My opinion of unhealthy, or what I would call unhealthy, is very, very different than what most people would consider unhealthy. And that's really vague. So when you're doing these 10,000 calorie mukbangs, it's not just the caloric excess that's not good in itself, but it's also the type of food which has many, many other side effects and many other issues that are many times equally, if not more impactful than just the caloric limit or the caloric value. So a lot of these fucking fitness jabronis will just play the calorie game. Oh, calories in, calories out. That's part of it. That's part of it. That exists. Physics exists. Energy balance exists. But if you're ignoring the side effects of foods, if you're ignoring the fact that foods cause different issues in different people, then you're making yourself susceptible to a lot of these issues, like any kinds of inflammation, joint pain, migraines, bloating. So let's do this. Let's do this. Drop in the comments below what foods fuck your world up. Those of you, especially those of you that have done an elimination diet, whether or not you're part of Swolenormous X, but if you've done an elimination diet, what foods fuck your body up? And in many ways, it doesn't matter how much you're eating, because a lot of people say, oh, the poison's in the dosage. Yeah, for some people. And some people, you have a little bit of peanut dust and you fucking die. And a lot of foods, things that are very common to fuck people up, like dairy and gluten and grains, a little bit can go a long way to tear someone a new asshole, literally and figuratively. It can really fuck people up. So cheating or eating unhealthy depends. I look at it as fuel. When I go to the kitchen, I fuel up. I eat foods that are fuel for my body. And if something I eat fucks me up, I'm not going to eat it anymore. I don't care. Oh, it tastes good. Of course it does. It's designed to taste good. Why do you think they put so much goddamn salt over everything and so much fucking sugar and so much artificial flavoring? Because they're making it chemically. They're in the fucking lab making it to taste good. So you act like, oh, this is my cheat food. They're drugging you. And you're just succumbing to it. You're willfully drugging yourself. They are saying, hey, we're going to concoct something that's going to fuck with your brain and trick you into thinking that this is really tasty and good and you want more of it. It's going to fuck your body up. But here, and you're like, oh, okay, it's a cheat meal. It's once in a while. I'll pass on that. So my opinion on it is do what you want. But if you're going to do that kind of shit, don't complain when you don't feel that great or when you don't have great results. And don't delude yourself into thinking that you're taking care of your body or that's okay because it's only once a week. Well, once a week is 52 times a year. And over 10 years, that's 500, 500 and 10 times 2, 520 times. Is that the right math? I don't know, 10 years or so if you're doing it once a week and most people do it a few to several times a week, they're eating several shitty meals. So a cheat meal is essentially a cheat day. That's how I look at it. A cheat meal is a cheat day. If you're cheating on that day, it's a day in which you cheated. It's a cheat day. You ate shit on that day. Okay? You put something in your body that causes you problems, that doesn't provide you value, that doesn't help you. You willfully put something in your body that isn't fuel for your body. So it's a day in which you cheated. And if you cheat, whether you have a little bit of something or a lot, of course it does make a difference calorie wise. And maybe, for a lot of people, you'll have that the poison is in the volume or in the quantity, but it also perpetuates all these other bad habits. And if it causes micro levels of stress, then it also has other side effects. You might have a couple pieces of cheese and break out. Do you want to have acne? Do you want to deal with that? Do you want to try to, and then people have skin breakouts or eczema and stuff. And then what are they doing? They're getting medication or they're putting creams on their skins or they're trying to do stuff to dry out their face to not have acne anymore. When it's like, okay, why don't you stop eating the food that's causing it? Get more sleep, drink some more water, and then you don't need to try to cover up the bumps on your face. That way you don't have these rashes. It's like if you take care of the fundamental fucking issue, you don't have the side effects. So it's multi-layered, but most people are just addicted and don't want to believe and don't want to think of themselves as an addict. But you've been given this sugary shit since you were 4 or 5 fucking years old. So you've been hooked on it. It's the same thing with religion. You're programmed, or education. Like you're programmed a certain way when you're little. You were given these foods when you were 4 or 5. Why? It's no shocker why it's such a hard thing to get rid of. It's literally part of your DNA. Your body has been building off corn and high fructose corn syrup since you're a fucking infant. What do I think of Nico Cod avocado wanting to reach 300 pounds? What the fuck? What do you mean wanting to reach? Is that his goal? I don't know. It's disgusting. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. I made a DWG about Rich Piana. Remember, I was like, this guy's going to fucking die. And he died. I didn't want him to die, but kind of called it. He was he was just juicing out of his fucking mind. Nikko Kaito is probably going to fucking have a heart attack. A real one this time. I don't know if that last one was real or not. But was that a new video? I'm going to film some nuts on chin. You guys want some more Nikko Kaito sack? I might have to drop it on this one. Scrolling. Data Slam. Where do you come down on weed? Personal preference. I think it's a lot better for people than alcohol. That's for damn sure. I think it should be legal. And I know a lot of people that train when they smoke and use it instead of medication to go to sleep or to reduce anxiety. I think people need to stop. I think people need to get out of other people's fucking business. There are certain things like heroin or cocaine where no one loses their goddamn shit on weed. I don't know anyone that's a fucking nutcase that smokes. Usually people are much more considerate. They're much more calm. They're much more relaxed. All the terrible shit that happens with alcohol and cocaine and heroin. I mean, obviously cocaine and heroin's illegal, but they still, you got prescription medication. So what's the difference? So prescription's legal to take. You have a doctor's note. Doc, I'm anxious. Okay, here's a script. It's not hard to fucking get. All you got to do is say you're anxious and you're stressed out and they'll give you some pills. Sarah Hopas. How do you pronounce that with the dots? Hopas. Can you talk about what you eat in a day? I've had coffee today so far, and I'll probably work out, do some kettlebell stuff or something, and have a steak tonight. Probably some berries and some fruit. Not super exciting. I mean, it's super exciting. I'm fucking stoked. I love my goddamn food. I love my grass-fed beef. I'll probably have a ribeye steak and some fruit, frozen fruit, maybe some clementines. Ooh, after my workout. Oh, fancy, fancy. Dark chocolate if I want something chocolatey like 85%. Grass-fed beef. Berries, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries. Maybe sweet potato. Maybe I'll have a sweet potato if I'm in the mood. Maybe some white rice. Maybe some eggs if I'm in the mood. Maybe some bacon. I don't really have cravings for many other things. I don't crave that. I fuel up. I just love my food. And it works great for me. I'm leaner. I have better shape. I just feel better than I ever have before. Shit's good. Shit's good, fam. It's good when you eat right. But I don't promote that for you. I'm not saying, hey, you have to eat that way. It depends. It depends on what's right for your body. That's why you want to do an elimination diet first. So if you didn't get your question answered, make sure you drop it again. I'll scroll back up. Scrolling sack. So hashtag salty sack if you want to win. Let's see here. Peanut butter. Peanut butter. Papa Swolio, what do you think about Matt Stoney and his videos? Who is that? Is that the Japanese guy or is that the hot dog dude? Is that like the competitive eater? What do you mean? What do I think? I don't know. Competitive eating. It's weird as fuck. I think it's gross and I think it's really not good for these people. But I mean, I don't really know what to think about that. I guess they're doing mukbangs too. It definitely doesn't promote a good message. It's the same thing. It's a mukbang, competitive eating. What's the difference? What's the difference? I mean, the mukbangs are not, there's no purpose. It's not helping anyone. It's just hurting someone. It's just hurting the person watching it. I don't think it's a sport. I don't think it's like, I don't think people treat it like it's a goddamn eating sport or major league eating and shit like that. I mean, it's fucking weird. It's fucking weird, but so is BMX racing, and it's all weird if you're not into it. But I'm not into it. It's an extreme sport. It really is. It really is. You might have extreme motorcycle or motocross. What's the difference? You might die in both. I don't know. I've never really looked at his content, but I think I've seen like a thumbnail pop up. It's the same shit. It's a mukbang, but he's doing it for time or he's doing it for... But I think it's fucking gross too. I've never really watched his content, so I don't know if he's promoting fitness and stuff. And I don't think he's probably not promoting it to most people. I don't think most of those competitive eaters don't say, hey, do this too. But one of the problems with that kind of shit, especially stuff that fucks with your health, like the mukbangers and the competitive eaters, all that stuff, is that it becomes your identity. It becomes your channel. It becomes who you are and what you do. So Matt Stoney, competitive eater, whatever, if he doesn't do competitive eating, who is he? What's his skill? What's his talent? I don't know. And is that going to be valuable? Is that going to pay the bills? So you have Matt Stoney or a competitive eater or mukbangs or Nico Cod. All of a sudden, he stops making mukbang videos. Everyone that's been following his channel, that's been following for all the mukbang videos, now all of a sudden he's not posting mukbang videos. Now what's going to happen? He's going to lose his following. People want to see him kill himself. People are watching to see him eat and stuff and just eat disgusting amounts of food and whine and complain like a little bitch. It's nauseating. It's fun to put sack on his chin because he wants it there. He wants the sack there. But the problem is the comments. The problem are the people that are watching. When you have hundreds of thousands and millions of subscribers and you are promoting this, you're promoting this disaster, it's YouTube, it's everyone. That's why the message is, there's this element when I drop sack, there are these elements of despair because I'm making the video, but I'm not under the illusion that it's going to, all of a sudden YouTube's going to stop promoting that shit. Do I think that YouTube's going to watch my video? Oh, well, let's stop with the algorithm. But if someone's putting a message out there, it's important to have competing messages. It's important to have that yin and yang. It's important to have that balance. It's also how I feel. It's also my fucking channel. And as you know, with all my content, I put out the shit that I fucking want to put out. I'll say what I want to say. And if you don't like it, don't watch it. Just like their videos. But at the same time, if you're searching for one of those fucking things, I want to make sure that there's a good message that might also pop up calling these people fucking retards and literally calling it the way it is. It's a snuff film. These are snuff films. These are long-term, slow motion snuff films. You're watching people slowly kill themselves. It's so easy to do. It takes no talent. It takes no skill. I mean, at least with the competitive eating, there's a skill involved. There's actually a strategy to eat as fast as possible. Most of these people are just trying to get views. Like there's zero purpose. There's zero reason to do it. And the only reason they're doing it is because they don't need a talent. Nikko Kaito has no talent. He eats food. I mean, he has a talent in the sense that he knows how to be extremely annoying and he knows how to get people pissed off, which brings him more attention and money, but it's being facilitated. And people are skewing the algorithm. If you're watching that content, you're telling YouTube you want to watch that content. Yeah, I mean, it's a vicious cycle, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you concerned with hormones in beef? I don't eat grain-fed beef. I don't eat farm-raised beef. I mean, farm-like feedlot beef. But I don't have any of those concerns right now. Like beef in general, or you mean grain-fed, shit-quality beef, processed and nitrate pumped and growth hormone beef, USDA, Angus crap, the cheap beef, like fast food. And that's another angle too, or another aspect of people that don't eat healthy, or a lot of people that eat beef, and a lot of people that eat meat and don't eat quality meat. They're also drinking soda. They're also eating bread. They're also eating a lot of pasta. They're also eating a lot of candy and desserts. So that just skews everything. Most people eat shit. Most people eat shit fucking food. Period. They eat crap. That's why most people are fat. It's not that complicated. Sue's journey. Do you work with older people? I'm 58. I finally quit smoking. In the last 5 years, I packed on 15 pounds. It's depressing. Suggestions? Fucking start exercising. I'm glad you quit smoking. In the last 5 years, you've packed on 15 pounds, which means you've been eating too much food and or not exercising enough and not sleeping and not taking care of yourself. Suggestions? Start taking care of your health. It's not complicated. You packed on 15 pounds. It's not magic. It's not a mystery why you put on weight. You're eating too much on a regular basis. Some days less, probably some too much. Otherwise, you won't be gaining weight. There's other things that can lead to weight gain, not just calories, also stress levels, lack of sleep, hormone imbalances. There's a lot of reasons, but that can oftentimes be contributed to lifestyle habits, nutrition, and the like. So do I work with older people? We have people that are 20 years older than you inside Swolenormous X. Lynn Pinky DeVille. Do I need to have an internet connection to access the content of Swolenormous X when I join? Yes, the website. Yep, it's the internet. Definitely. I had it buffering when I was watching Free Swole Yoga. Well, did you not have internet? You have crappy internet? Is that what your question is? Yes, you need internet. Some aspects are available for download for members, but for the yoga classes, yeah, you definitely need to have access, just like you need access to the internet to go on Facebook or to, watch this live stream using the interwebs. Certainly need internet. Panther 1 Papa Swolio. I've been eating in a caloric deficit for a while now. Went from 285 to 220. Good for you. Nice. That's nothing to slouch at. Nothing to sneeze at. Nothing to slouch at. That ain't no slouch. Whatever. 65 pounds. I'm reaching my macro and micro goals, but for some reason I feel sluggish these days. Any tips? I have no fucking idea. I know nothing about you. I'm in a caloric deficit. I'm reaching my macro and micro goals. How do you know? How do you know if you're reaching them? I know nothing about you. I don't know your age. I don't know your experience. I don't know what you're eating. I don't know how much you're eating. I don't know what your sleep schedule's like. I don't know what you're drinking in terms of fluid. I don't know what I know nothing about you. Any tips? All of them. It could be sleep. It could be you're eating crappy food. It could be some of the foods are causing you to be bloated and sluggish and fatigued. It could be you're not getting enough sleep or not deep enough sleep. It could be any number of things. I would start looking at all your other habits. If your nutrition is perfect, I would start looking at all the other things, hydration. If you haven't done an elimination diet, that can help. Meditation, yoga, training, sleep, all these other things can have a huge impact on fatigue. Kazia Thornhill, what up? I am too dominant with my right arm at work, and I notice a disparity between my left biceps and right in size. Should I increase my on? Should I increase your exercise? We'll just pretend like you're saying exercise on my left arm till it catches up. Should I increase? Do more sets. Do more sets on your left arm. Sure, that's normal. Most people are one hand dominant. It's normal to have imbalances. No one's perfectly symmetrical. Very, very hard to be perfectly symmetrical. So you can definitely overload one side more than the other. Yeah, you're answering your own question. It's good. Papa Swolio, we am. I've lost 15 kilograms since January and I have 10 more to go. Now that I am doing intermittent fasting, Ramadan. Oh, is that what's going on right now? I've gotten a lot more tired than usual and dizzy. What do I do? I mean, of course. I mean, you're not used to intermittent fasting. You might not be eating enough. You might not be drinking enough. You're just not used to it because you're doing Ramadan. Either don't do Ramadan and don't do intermittent fasting, or just finish it out and then go back to what you're doing. Obviously, that's for religious reasons. So do your thing. Do your thing. What should I do? What do I do? It's like you're punching yourself in your face and asking why you have a bruise. Like, oh, my face hurts. Well, stop punching yourself in the face. If you're tired, maybe intermittent fasting is not ideal for you. But also, if you stop doing what you're normally doing, then you're gonna, like, if you're one of those people that have never worked out in the morning, and you can comment below what time you normally work out, but if you never work out in the morning on an empty stomach and all of a sudden you start doing it, you're gonna feel nauseous, you're gonna feel dizzy, you're gonna feel lightheaded. Your body has to get used to that. Your body has to used to getting access to sugar and getting access to the nutrients that it needs, the energy systems. You're not used to working on an empty stomach. You're going to feel dizzy or lightheaded, but you get used to it, and then you'll probably prefer it. But it'll take you a little time. Let's see here. My Diamond X. How do you find out where exactly you're going wrong in your diet? Say you've gained 30 pounds in a year. Well, you're eating too much. So that's where you're going wrong. You're not paying attention. You're overeating. Most people underreport or think they're eating less than they actually are. So you start calculating what you're eating. You can't change anything. You don't know what you're doing. So if you're not tracking all the stuff, if you're not aware of what you're eating, you need to start getting very analytical and see black and white what you're consuming. Because obviously, overall, you're eating too much. I would recommend, like we do in Swolenormous X, I would recommend starting an elimination diet. Because if you do an elimination diet, you're going to figure out which foods work best for you. And then it's much easier to get all your macro and micronutrients, and your body will perform better. So you're less likely to overeat when you're eating food that's optimal for your body, in the sense that you're getting more whole foods in. So if you're eating, for example, just for my personal example, a grass-fed steak, I'm having a sweet potato, maybe having some berries or maybe some vegetables, whatever on that meal, I'm not getting in 5,000 fucking calories unless I am stuffing myself to the point that I feel nauseous, that I feel I'm going to throw up. That's what it's like to bulk. It's not easy. You get used to it, your stomach stretches out, but it's hard to consume excess calories with nutrient dense food. Your body doesn't want necessarily to overeat and overindulge. Your body wants to repair, wants to be satisfied, it wants to fuel. But the reason why you feel stuffed is because if you're overeating and getting obese and you're gaining too much weight, that makes you in the jungle a very ineffective human being. Think about it. If you're eating in excess and you weigh 50 pounds more than you should as a human being, we're living in the jungle and there's a tiger, guess who's not going to run very fast? The person that can barely fucking walk. So that's survival of the fittest, literally and figuratively. The meaning is people that are adapted optimally to an environment will survive in that environment. If there's a nuclear holocaust, the cockroaches will live, and we'll have cockroach people in 500 million years. So it's literally analyzing what works best for your body. You're less likely to have these problems when you're eating wholesome food because you also don't have those other insulin roller coasters and issues that can lead to those types of habits. So it's fundamentally what you're consuming for fuel and also your lifestyle habits. Let's see here. Elizabeth, I am a healthy weight. I exercise frequently and I eat a balanced vegetarian diet. How do I convince my family I need to exercise and avoid junk food, even though I'm, quote, skinny? I am a healthy weight. Okay. How do I convince my family that I need to exercise and avoid junk food, even though I'm, quote, skinny? Well, what's actually the problem? Because you're not going to convince anyone. I mean, what's the point of that? Who are you trying to, like, why are you trying to convince? What are you trying to do? What's the argument? What's actually the problem? Are they just trying to get you to eat a piece of pizza and like, oh, you're not going to get fat. You're not going to get fat. Most people don't understand. I don't think you're going to have a very uphill battle. You're not going to be very successful trying to convince people. Shark Slayer. Hey, Papa, who would win in a fight? You versus Alan Roberts. Well, I have a lot more. It depends on if you're allowing hair pulling. So if you're allowing hair pulling, I'm fucked. I got way too much of that. I got way too much to grip. uh, and look, on a lot of these questions, when it comes to exercise, when it comes to training, or it comes to nutrition, I'm not a food Nazi. I'm not trying to be a food Nazi. I'm just giving you the objective reality. If you want to make yourself believe that you can eat garbage food, if you're making yourself believe, if you want to try to make yourself believe that you can get away with all this shit, it's like, do you want to get away with things or do you want to try to be healthier? Do you want to feel better? Do you want to get better results? Do you want to push yourself? Do you want discipline? I just don't look at most of these things as necessary anymore. I've eaten my share of junk food and it doesn't make me feel good. Now it tastes garbage. It tastes garbage. It tastes shitty. It tastes hyper sweet or hyper salty. And I hate the flavor. I'd rather eat my real food. I honestly prefer over ice cream. I prefer a bowl of frozen berries. I just love it. It's plenty sweet and I love it. It's just delicious. I don't need artificially fucking sugar pumped food. I don't need it. I don't require it. I fuel up. I move on with my fucking life. And most people just eat for entertainment. Thus, the mukbangers or competitive eaters or whatever the fuck it is. Food challenges. Papa Swolio, did you have a trial and error period before bulking? Did you create that fitness base first before adding more weight on? This question is kind of hard to understand. A trial and error period. I just did too much cardio the first year. The first year or two that I was really interested in training. I played baseball my whole life up to that point. I mean, I played baseball, so I was definitely in great shape. I was definitely fit, but I bulked up, so I was already active. I wasn't just like skinny doing nothing and then just started in the gym. So I was already, but doing athletics. I played sports my whole life, like other sports too, soccer, basketball. When's the last time you had a cold? I don't remember, to be honest. Maybe a year ago. Like every once in a while, I don't know. It seems like every few months, maybe, or a while, I'll have like a headache. I don't get sick, and if I do, it's like for a day. Jasaira LB Fly. Papa Swolio, what is the best way to incorporate yoga into one's workout schedule? You could do it on days off. You can do it on days in which you don't exercise. You can do it later on in the day, you can split your training with your yoga about 6 to 8 hours. So it depends. There are many different ways what type of yoga, what type of training, your level of experience, how much time you have available during the week to exercise, what equipment, what kind of volume, what's your goal. I mean, there's no best way. It depends on what's best for you. So hard to answer that without any other context. Amanda, having issues with glute isolation form during exercises like donkey kicks and fire hydrants as my leg raises, my back arches. Well, it's going to arch. You don't have endless hip, you don't have endless external rotation. You have endless hip abduction. So you're never going to get level without a back arch unless you're hypermobile, and then you have risk of being too mobile in the joint. So, sorry, I moved that question. So, I mean, it depends on, I would have to see it, but you want to suck your stomach in. You want to make sure you're not arching your back. One of the ways that you can do, because your back is going to arch, it's called a compensation. Because when you're kicking up, let's say you're trying to do a glute exercise does hip extension. Okay. If you have limited hip extension because one, your glutes are under firing because you have poor posture, you're wearing heels all the time, you're sitting down all the time, so you have an anterior pelvic tilt, your hip flexors can get very, very tight. Your glutes are usually very weak because people sit down their fucking asses too much. So when you start to do these exercises, you don't have the activation, you have tension around the hip joint. Too much tension in the front, you're not able to activate the glutes enough and get that hip extension as much. So what happens? Your body says, oh, really fast, your body thinks, hey, Amanda wants to get her foot a little bit higher, but we can't do it with the glutes. So your body compensates. It detours. It uses the lower back to make up for what the hip joint can't do. So it's called a movement compensation. That's a huge problem because let's say you're throwing some weight on there. Most people don't know that. Most people don't know that they need to have proper form or what the proper form is. Most trainers don't know how to do this properly. And what you end up getting are people that start loading up more and more weight and start having lower back pain over time because they just keep on tightening up their lumbar extensors and smashing that area that's already overactive. It's already tight. It's already stiff as shit. You already have too much lumbar extension because of wearing sneakers, elevated heels, wearing shoes, wearing anything that elevates the heel, not to mention sitting down. So you get that tension in the back of your legs and tight around the knees and really tight quads and hip flexors and really just a whole slew of garbage. Ooh, it's exciting. That's exciting stuff. I think I used up all the caffeine on that question. It's good shit. Jimmy Faba. Papa Swolio, do I keep foods with no negative side effects in my diet after monitoring during the elimination diet? Or do they stay out until all food groups are done? And I'm not sure exactly the wording, but do I keep foods with no negative side effects in my diet after monitoring? So when you do the elimination, let's say you do it for 6 weeks or 8 weeks. Let's say you do it for that long. What you're doing is you stay on the elimination, you're eating those foods, and you add in one food group at a time. The more specific, the better. So let's say you're adding in, you're like, I'm going to test bread. You test the grains or whatever you like to eat. You have, let's say, a little bit in the morning or in the afternoon when you eat and some more at dinner, but you try to keep it very specific because if you have 2 different types of grains, you have pasta, then you have this, you might feel a stomach ache, but which one was it? So it's not a short process, but it is relative to your life and what the information is that you can gather. So make sure that you are keeping that in mind, that if you do it right the first time, you can get valuable information that will help you the rest of your life. So you really want to add one thing back in at a time. It's a scientific experiment. Those of you that you remember, if you were in chemistry class, you remember you had a control. You have to have a control. You don't know you don't know. It's like when someone asks me, hey, I can't lose weight. What should I do? Well, what are you doing right now? How many calories are you eating? Oh, well, I eat probably about, no. What exactly are you eating every day? What? Oh, I don't know. Then how do you know what to fucking change? Now, I'm not one for counting calories. I don't like that shit. But if you want to know whether or not you're eating too much, how do you know? Unless you don't know where to go if you don't know where you're starting from, right? It's like, oh, head north. Well, cool. Where do I start? Kind of important. Kind of important to know where your starting point is. Oh, go north. From where? Are you starting in San Francisco or are you starting in Dallas, Texas? Big difference, let's see here. Ask Papa Swolio. Katie, have you ever had clients who have had gastric sleeve surgery. I think there are people inside Swolenormous X that have had it. Probably. I don't remember particularly like one-on-one clients back in the day, but I'm sure some members in Swolenormous X have had it. What kind of exercises do I recommend? I mean, it's specific to their individual needs. Like, how much are they eating? How much are they able to eat? One of the problems, I personally fucking hate it. I hate the idea that you're cutting off your stomach because you can't create those fucking habits. I hate it. I know it's very effective for some people, but a lot of people just get the surgery, they get the sleeve, and they eat right through and they stretch their stomach back out. Because when you go snip, liposuction or gastric sleeve, you're not changing any of your habits. And I'm not saying there isn't an application for it, just like medication. A lot of people are medicated when they shouldn't be. And a lot of people are medicated that should be. But a lot of people have gastric bypass or gastric sleeve that shouldn't. And some people have gotten it that should have. So it's really the lifestyle habits that don't get fixed that are going to come back and bite you in the ass. James, hey Papa, how do you keep the same overload from the gym on your legs at home? I have a 35-pound kettlebell and two 20-pound dumbbells, and I have to do a lot of reps and my cardio fails before my legs do. You don't keep the same overload. It's impossible. You can't create the same overload if you don't have the same overload. You're not going to create the same overload as 700-pound deadlifts. Or like, let's say you have a leg press machine. I don't personally like the leg press machine, but let's say you're doing squats with 300 pounds and you don't have that kind of weight at home. You're not going to create the same overload. You won't. You can't do enough time under tension to make up for that because physically and literally you're not lifting 300 pounds. So unless you literally have 300 pounds with the same bar in the same situation, it's not the same, right? It's just like if you do, let's say you do 135 on your back for back squats. 135 on the back is different than 135 on the front for front squats. Much different. You're not going to be able to front squat more than you can back squat unless you're only doing front squats and your coordination for a back squat is poor. But a lot of you know, if you've normally done like, hey, I've done 315 for squats, you go to front squats, you're doing like 75 pounds because you don't have the mobility. All these small muscles are activating that have never worked before. And it's extremely challenging. You have to drop the weight tremendously. It's like kettlebells. You go from singles to doubles. Maybe you use like a 40-pound kettlebell for singles. You go to doubles, you're using 26-pounders or whatever because you're using two of them and the coordination and the skills are different. So you're not going to have the same overload. You can do more time under tension. You can do more single leg exercises. But what's one of the things that are beneficial that I find, because I only have so much weight, but I have a 100-pound kettlebell. So you can do explosive power. Like I would recommend, James, like if you're able to, you can do explosive movements. Really hit those fast twitch fibers and really maximize that. You could do isometrics are fantastic, eccentrics, but it's definitely hard. It's definitely challenging. You can absolutely build a fucking ton of muscle, but when you say the same overload, then you're just you're wishful thinking. Shark Slayer, what are your thoughts on Nico Avocado and his husband encouraging Nick to reach 300 pounds? It sounds disgusting. Watch his new video. Fuck, do I have to? Maybe I will. Which video? Jesus Christ. Which video is this? I mean, would I know by the title? Which of his 19 fucking channels is it on? Maybe tomorrow's NOC. What do you think? Do some NOC? Do some NOC? Put some nuts on his chins? All right. Joe Muscat, how you doing, huh? If you have limited time to train due to a work schedule and family time, is a 30 to 40 minute dumbbell hit session is a 30 to 40 minute dumbbell hit session. I fucking hate hit. I hate that phrase. High intensity interval training. I like you though, Joe. Is a dumbbell session 5 days a week enough along with a good diet to maintain a healthy life? Sure. Fuck yeah. 30 to 40 minutes of dumbbells 5 days a week along with a good diet? Sure. But what about yoga? What about meditation? Do that. And I'm going to be 1,000%. I will tell you this. If you do that 5 days a week, if you did that dumbbell session 3 days a week, you added in 2 days of yoga and then meditation every day for 10 minutes, that is going to probably 10x or 20x your experience with five dumbbell sessions a week. Drop 2 of those, add in 2 sessions of yoga, and then do meditation for 10 minutes every day. And that'll multiply your benefit in your life. If you're looking at maintain a healthy life, then it's not just, oh, do I have abs? Did I build muscle? How many times a week did I work out? That's not what you need for a healthy life. You know, people get confused. People want this ideal, but they're only focusing on the physical. Do I have abs? Well, if you eat 10,000 calories in a fucking mukbang and you have abs, that doesn't mean that you're healthy. Psychologically, you're pretty fucking twisted. You're harming your body. So you could be misled by someone's genetics and what someone is just predisposed to metabolizing. Obviously, there's some people out there that can eat and just eat a lot of crap and look really fit. But they're not eating that all the time because they would look like they ate that all the time. Very, very rare could you ever find someone that's eating nonstop junk food all the fucking time and they're muscular, they're shred and rip. It doesn't, come on. Who the fuck does that all the time? If it does, extremely rare. I don't doubt that it exists, but just because you might look lean, you could be skinny and have poor bone density. Again, the rock stars in the 70s and 80s that were skinny and fucking lean, abs. Do you think they were ripped? Man, the guy was ripped. He was in such great shape. No, he's on coke and fucking psychedelics all the goddamn time and alcohol and shit and barely ate and fucked all the time. It's all glute thrusts. Just getting that hip extension all the time. Tiffany, I 100% overdid it yesterday and I feel like crap. Tips for recovery. I do plan on some light yoga later, but I don't know if there's anything else I should do. Well, you feel like crap what? Emotionally, physically, energy-wise? Tips for recovery, the same shit. Sauna, Epsom salt if it's physical, hydration, sleep, foam rolling, swollen 7 mobility. I mean, fuck. It depends. You overdid it. Overdid what? Did you run 100 miles or did you lift too heavy? You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? There's like sometimes I just need more context. And again, I'm not trying to be vague with the answers, but there's just some of these questions I just can't answer unless I have information. There's a lot more to it in many cases. What's up? Came across your video. Thank you. Badland chugs. Yeah, that's fucking sad. And the thing is, like some of these people like Badlands, like a lot of these, like Nico Cod, fucking annoying as shit. I don't want to hear that guy fucking talk for a second. It's miserable. Hi. Get the fuck out of my ear holes, bro. But someone like Badlands chugs, I mean, look, again, when I make a video saying stop fucking eating or killing yourself, I'm not saying I hate the person. I'm not saying they're not nice. I'm not saying they don't donate to a charity or they don't have friends. And I'm saying they're not fucking Hitler, you know, unless they're making videos that are that will warrant that. But it's just like, it's fucking sad. It's sad because these people, their identity, you have 1.6 million subscribers from stuffing your face. How do you stop? Can you imagine how much money and ads that fucking pulls in? That's a ton of fucking views every video. A lot of these big channels make a fucking fortune. I know a lot of people think that my channel makes a fucking fortune. You think my videos get amazingly monetized when I'm dropping sack at the beginning of every fucking... You best reframe your thinking. Advertisers don't like Papa too much. Not all of them. Sometimes Vince does. Apparently, he runs ads on my videos. Totally fine. I like it, especially when he runs them in front of the ones that I burn his ball sack. Nuck moose. All right. Should you eat when you're hungry or schedule meals? Depends. Most people's hunger mechanism is so fucking undertrained and over just blasted. Most people don't have accurate hunger because of everything from blue light to junk food, everything. There's so many different factors that can skew people, habits. So I generally don't eat until the evening. I generally don't eat. I guess I kind of do intermittent fasting loosely. Sometimes I'll bulletproof coffee earlier, so that's not really fasting. It's calories, so whatever. but I don't have any heavy meals until the afternoon, evening. I just don't have, I don't say I don't have time to eat. I just don't want to use my time. I just don't feel like eating. Because a lot of times if you tend to overeat, it's a good strategy to have a time restricted eating window. But if you're eating quality foods and you have, let's say, 4 or 5 hours to eat and you're having only eating real food, let's say you're eating vegetables or steak or chicken or eggs and whatever avocado, whatever actual avocado, right? You're eating the foods that are right for your body. Like how much can you possibly eat in that time period unless you're intending to try to overeat? Because if you're eating solid foods, like real dense, nutrient dense foods, you have to actively, consciously try to stuff your face. Trust me, I did some real quality, clean, with minimal body fat gain, bulking. Like I would eat tons of just sweet potato and chicken and this, but I ate a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't have eaten too. And there are periods in my bulking like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, where I would never eat those things today. But I also ate a lot, like my foundation, I was eating a ton of real fucking food, just like chicken and chicken and chicken, but I wasn't eating quality chicken. I don't eat chicken today anymore, but it's hard. You have to, especially when you're calculating it. Trust me, you have a huge plate of chicken and rice or sweet potatoes. You think, oh my God, this has got to be like 2,000 calories. It's like 500, 600 fucking calories. And that's a ton. Like you are sick to your stomach. I remember eating sweet potatoes and just like shoving in my mouth. And like before I swallow, you like gag and then swallow it. It's essentially like, I wasn't mukbanging. I was eating more than my body required for the work I was doing. I was forcing my body to build. I was forcing my body to gain size. Again, it's not an evolutionary thing where your body wants to gain mass. It makes you slower, makes you less nimble, makes you more likely to get consumed by a wild creature, makes you less effective. However, it's different when you're building muscle, when you're exercising. Humans are not meant to hold that much muscle mass. Like if you like even because, and the reason is you're just not naturally, in the wild getting that much food to overeat or eat in excess. You're usually doing fasting without by choice. You would go and hunt an animal, eat it fresh. You didn't have a fridge. You had to cook it. You were eating nose to tail. You were eating the fucking tongue. You were eating the brains. You were eating the liver and the golden areas of the fucking animal. You were eating all the organ meats and you were eating the meat and you would only have it for a little bit. That's why they started drying foods out and trying to save it. But you'd binge or you'd eat, you'd stuff your face for a day or two. And then when it started rotting, you wouldn't have it anymore. You had to go find and hunt another one. So you'd take a couple days and you'd be burning thousands of calories trying to stab or spear a fucking buffalo with 20 of your tribe members. It would take you like a week to pull it back and to drag it back and all that stuff. And then you would do it again. So you weren't getting a lot of calories all the time. Like you weren't inundated by all the sugar. You weren't inundated with carbohydrates, with concentrated sugar. That was fat. That was protein, right? If you're hunting, where the fuck are you getting your sugar from? No carbs in the fucking animal. You're not getting carbs. You're getting fat and protein. Maybe you find some berries. Maybe you find some fruit. Not in the winter. So everyone was fucking keto or paleo. You gain too much protein, it'll kick you out of ketosis. You know what I mean? Depending on where you were. It's just like, it's a lot of common sense and just thinking. Just think. I'm scrolling down. I do enjoy the Nico Cod episodes. Well, thank you. Hashtag salty sack if you want to win today's card. You need to watch Nick's I'm Gaining Weight with Bee Love Sauce and Popeye's What I'm Eating to Reach 300 Pounds. Disgusting. Fucking jabroni. Gross. Okay, we're about to love the questions. We're about to wrap. I still got to do a bunch of things. So we'll wrap up this soon. Got a couple comments. We can take some questions. We can go back and forth with some questions. I want to take some posts from the Swole fam as well. So I'll still follow up with some questions too, but make sure you use that hashtag salty sack because we're moving into the Swole card shortly. Did you watch Eric the Electric his video was weird and he looked like, no, I didn't, I'm not going to watch a 30 or 40-minute mukbang. I don't track all these people all the time. I'm not like up in their ass all the time. I'll look at a video, but I didn't see that one. I'm not like subscribed. I definitely don't want to get notified when all these people post. They post some of these mukbangs. It gets me wondering, how many of these do they do a week? Because some of these people are posting twice a day eating shit. So when you start, remember that question before earlier in today's episode, we're talking about not the Q&A. We're talking about cheat meals. Someone asked about like, oh, what do you think about cheat meals once in a while? Not all the time, but not a 10,000 calorie challenge, but a cheat meal. Some of these people, every fucking meal seems like a mukbang cheat meal. So we're thinking one meal a week or once in a while. Some of these people are doing it 5, 6, 7 days a week, multiple times a day. And why wouldn't you? All you have to do is eat on camera and talk bullshit and talk nonsense and just chew ASMR and you get paid money. It's like, who wouldn't do that? A lot of people because they all want to kill themselves. But Bake, hey Papa, I run 5K most days. I am a female and build muscle too easily on my legs, which I don't like. All these people that just magically grow muscle. What else should I try with no gym? I also do power yoga to burn calories. I have 4 kilograms to lose. I don't know anything about you. You build muscle too easily. You run a few miles every day, so maybe don't run so much. What are you trying to do? You want to lose more weight? Stop running so damn much and lift. What else should I try with no gym? Like you can do body weight, do resistance, do overload, pull-ups, push-ups, squats, lunges. You build muscle too easily on your legs. Do you really? I mean, you're not gonna help that. You're stimulating your legs all the time. It might make it where you think you're gonna run the muscle off. Your body will adapt, but some people just have naturally big calves or big thighs or bigger thighs, or they store more of their fat in their thighs, or their body is shaped a little bit differently. With no gym, I don't have a gym either, but I have weights. Do you have any stuff at home? It's hard to know without what you have access to. If you say you have trouble, you have too much muscle on your legs, and stop doing so much leg stuff. And power yoga is tons of legs and isometrics and things. I never liked power yoga. I don't like fast yoga. I like more yin and restorative yoga. Thank you, Ingrid. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see here. Okay, I'll still try to take a couple other questions. Let's get into some ish with the Swole fam. All right, good stuff. Good questions. Good questions. You can still ask questions. I'll get into a couple comments, a couple posts from the Swole fam, and then I'll take some more questions. We'll kind of go back and forth. Let's see here. Nico in the Swole fam says, do you guys use Fitbit or any other fitness tracker? I'm thinking to buy one and would love your feedback on it. So, excuse me. So again, reminder for those of you that are Swolenormous X members, this is in the private Facebook group, these posts. And so you can go and comment on these later. So make sure you go into the group and drop some comments and make sure you reply there as well. So the poster, so Aniko can see your post if he's not watching. I personally don't. So he's asking the Swole fam, but you could drop it down below here in the chat as well. If you use one of those trackers, you use an Apple Watch or a Fitbit. I personally don't, but some of you use some of those little toys and little tricks, little fun stuff. Emily, it's a small win, but I can finally get my heels to the ground in a primal squat position. Ooh, very nice. Seemed impossible at first, and I didn't think bodies could move that way, but practicing a little yoga every single day is making a huge difference in how my body feels throughout the day. Now I just have to work on getting them to the ground in a downward dog. They're getting closer, slowly but surely. Yoga and mobility are truly a practice. Fuck yeah, they are. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Now, if you're doing a downward dog, you can relax the knees. Relax the knees a little bit, unlock. They don't have to be completely straight. Unlock them a little bit, drive them down, kind of go up into your tippy toes, try to drop the outer edges of your heels and your feet on the way down. Just kind of really do the pedaling out can really help. Those are really, that kind of back and forth is really effective to get a little more length in the ankle. Citrine, salty sack. Can you do a full body exercise each day? A full body workout or an exercise? Or an exercise. So what you mean? What you want? What do you mean exactly? Exactly. Precisely. What do you mean? Reminder, Swole Card, salty sack. Drop some salty sack, fam. Drop it, drop it, drop it. All right, James, let's see here. All right, first time posting here, so I apologize for the dumbass question. There are some dumb questions, but I always say this, there's no dumb questions, but there's lazy questions. So sometimes you think it's dumb, but it's not. It might just be a little bit lazy or under researched or under efforted, if that makes sense. Doesn't really make sense, but I'm not asking for a shortcut or anything, just wanting to know how long did it take for you to see a difference in flexibility doing yoga? Also, what is more important, keeping your legs straight or bending over, obviously for certain moves? What's more important, keeping your legs straight or bending over? I don't know what that means. What position do you mean? Keeping your legs straight? Straight legs versus locked legs? It depends on the move. I'm not really sure what you mean by that. But how long did it take for you to see a difference? You might feel a difference in the first week or two, but it takes a long time. A long time. I mean, it's a practice. So obviously it'll take years, but the more you practice, you can see it easily in the first couple of weeks. You'll start noticing things right away. You'll start noticing things right away. It depends on how much you practice, and it depends on what kind of yoga you're doing. You'll see fast. You'll see it fast. But I mean, how much? It depends. Depends on it depends on your practice. Depends on what you're doing, what kind of yoga, and where your starting point is. But you'll see it. You'll see it fast. You might get sore a lot at the beginning because you're moving in different ways. Viv, Thursday. What's up? Thursday, finished running in circuits on the track. I've made a breakthrough in therapy when it comes to my food addiction once again. Very proud and tired. A lot of hard work in realizing things and letting the past go. It's hard. It's not easy, and that's okay. Meditation has helped as well. The Swole fam is the best. Thank you all. Thank you, Viv. I love the reps for yoga and meditation. It's so important. If one thing people gather from watching my content is like, oh, there are many other aspects to health. Oh, meditation. Oh, these things make a fucking difference. They sure do. Isabella. Dun, 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 dun. Making gains every fucking day. Okay. Hey, family. I got sick of yoga and running, so I decided to do a little home gymming. I miss deadlifts so much. Does anyone have any tips on how to do something similar at home? Something similar to deadlifts at home. You could do isometrics. You can lift heavy things. I mean, what do you have at home that you can lift? You could technically lift a human if you have someone that you can lift. They could hold onto a bar. You can wrap your hands around them. Anything similar to a deadlift. Well, I mean, that's fundamentally lifting something off the ground. So it depends on what you have around you. You can do stuff. You can do lifting with jugs of water. You can maybe make something at Home Depot or something if you don't have access to a gym. It's hard to mimic a deadlift, but a deadlift is just lifting something off the ground fundamentally. It's a multi-joint movement, extremely functional. It's one of the best things you can do for your body. Katie, I answered your question already with the gastric sleeve. So you don't have to keep on asking it. I answered it earlier. You must have missed it. Did you go to the bathroom? Did you go make a wee-wee? Did you go make a wee-wee? Did you? Let's see. Rachel from the Swole fam. I've managed to order a pull-up bar. Excited to get it, even though I probably won't be able to do much with it at first. My other half might spend more time on it. In fact, I also ordered a foam roller to give that a go. You can tell it's the end of the episode when I can't fucking talk. I also ordered a foam roller to give that a go. Early birthday presents. I turned 30 on Saturday. Oh, happy birthday.
Yow.
Happy fucking birthday.
Yow.
I've decided to move on from primer week to try week 1 of the 90-day dash without the pull-up bar for today, adapting for a lack of incline benches and equipment. I have up to 10 kilogram dumbbells, a yoga mat, and a cushioned storage bench I can put a towel on. Good. I love this post. Making it fucking happen. Making it fucking happen. No excuses. You do the best you can. What equipment do you have? And you do the fucking best you can. It's that simple. You do the best you can. And we got one more post, and maybe I'll take one more question or two. Let's see what we got here. This one is from Robert, and well, these are all sized poorly for me. My bad. Just finished the first Ashtanga foundations in the yoga studio in Swolenormous X. At 10 minutes, I wanted to quit, but pushed through. At 30 minutes, I thought, what the fuck am I doing here? I had completed the beginner's lesson a few days ago, and my chest was tight, but already had the all clear from the cardio. So I decided I better keep it up to get through it. Honestly, feeling really good about getting through one small step. Have a great weekend, fam. You do the same, Robert. You do the same. Yoga is one of the most humbling fucking things that you will do when you start. Yoga is one of the most humbling things that you will do when you first fucking start. No joke about it. No question about it. No joke. You can get sore. You can really bang yourself up. Where am I? You can really get banged up. You can really get banged up doing yoga. So a lot of people that might, if you just start, make sure it's an all levels class. Make sure you have modifications. Make sure that you're not trying to do a power class. People that go to a hot yoga studio, I mean, no one's going to yoga studios right now, which is why you can check out Swolenormous X. So again, swolenormousx.com. I put the links. You had the scrolling down below for a lot, but go to swolenormousx.com. I talk about it in my videos, one of the previous videos, in the post description and shit. But one of the things that you need to focus on is just being consistent with it, exposing your body to these new movements, exposing your body to this overload, because yoga is an overload. But it's an overload in a different way. It's not 300 pounds. It's rotational. It's proprioceptive. It's breathing. It's cardiovascular. It's all different things. It's different muscles that you had never used before. You're activating a lot of muscles. Strike 'em. What's your opinion on canned vegetables? I don't like anything in cans. I try to avoid that. Make sure you're getting BPA-free lining cans. If you have things in an emergency in case there's a hurricane or a storm or famine or something. But I personally don't eat those. I personally don't. But make sure that the cans don't have fucking chemicals. They're not lined with BPA. If you want to know what that is, look it up with bisphenol A. It's super fucking nasty shit that are in all these plastics and cans and linings and stuff like that. So I don't consume canned food. Artisan Ape Man, Papa, advice on growing a YouTube channel. Also so hyped for tomorrow's accountability meeting. Fuck yeah, thank you. Advice on growing a YouTube channel. Be consistent. Engage with your audience. Make good content. But fundamentally, you have to be consistent. And you'll get better. My earlier YouTube videos suck, in comparison to today's. You have to find out what your niche is. You have to find out what your message is. What are you trying to do? So it really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. What's your genre? And then create your own style. Be authentic to yourself. One of the things that I don't do is watch a ton of other people's content. I know I make content about what they're doing, but it's the principles that I go after. Which is why, my videos are not drama. I'm not doing a reaction video where I'm like, oh my God, they're eating all this food. Why? How could they do that? I'm not doing a 45 fucking minute reaction video. I'm making a point, and I'm throwing and I'm putting my hat, I'm tossing my hat into the circle. I want my voice to be heard, and I want a proper message to be heard for people that are looking up this shit, for people that are following this shit, get some recommendations for some real actual information. So I just think it's in a situation where we have so much illness going around with COVID. We have so much misinformation with food quality and so much pharmaceuticals. People aren't educating properly. It's habits and lifestyle change. And people don't want to change habits. People don't want someone to take away their fucking cookies.
Who told you can eat my cookies?
People don't want to give their shit up. It's like a fucking baby, kicking and screaming. Everyone's trying to find an excuse. Everyone's trying to find an easy way out. Everyone's trying to find a workaround. Everyone's trying to find a fucking detour. Instead of looking for a fucking detour, why don't you stop being a fat fuck and a lazy bitch and do something about it? There are no fucking detours and shortcuts. If you want great results, you have to put in full effort. You don't want great results, and don't put in full effort, but don't complain. If you don't put in full effort, you're not going to look like you do. No one's going to get amazing results. No, I'm going to eat all this shit and kind of work out. You're going to look like you eat a lot of shit and kind of work out. Do you only want to look good, or do you want to feel good? Do you want to look good? Do you want to feel good? Do you want to feel good mentally and physically? And for a lot of my life, I looked good physically by most accounts, but I wasn't meditating. My head I had anxiety. A lot of people have anxiety, or you get stressed out and you kind of get lost in your thoughts and shit like that. It helps balance a lot of stuff out. What's actual health? What's actual fitness? Is it all physical? Which it isn't. It's not all physical. There are many other aspects to it. Depends on what you want. Thank you. You're welcome. It is consistency. Look, I'm still posting videos every day. At the beginning, I was posting. I used to post 5 fucking YouTube videos a day. I wasn't smart. It wasn't a good idea. And I was streaming live. The podcast was on this channel, streaming live every day, and that wasn't good for the algorithm. I could have probably gotten a lot more subscribers a lot sooner if I had done things differently then. Of course. If I knew then what I know now, shocker. Hindsight's always 20/20, but it's no big deal. Bottom line, I've always been consistent. It's consistency. It's pillar number 7. Pillar number 7, the Daily Swole, episode 1451. Days in a row. So it's consistency. It's not about what you do and how well you do it. It's what you do, how well you do it, and how consistently you are doing that. You can be on point with everything for a week, but if you're not doing it every week, week after week, over and over again. I admire the shape of your skull. Thank you. Oh, can't tell if that's hot or weird. I like the shape of your fucking cranium. Papa, this is off fitness topic. What type of cam do you use for your broadcasts? This is a Sony A6400, but it has a different lens on it. It's not the kit lens. So these broadcasts, this is a Sigma 16, and some of the other cameras I have are Sony's as well. My earlier videos, I've also learned a lot more about cameras and stuff, of course, over time, but my earlier videos were shot with a Canon 70D, but not the live streams. The live streams, I used to use a fucking Logitech webcam. And then for many of them at the beginning, I was using my phone. You see, that's a thing. At the beginning, you're talking, going back to what Artisan asked about how to grow a YouTube channel. At the beginning, I was just recording on my phone. I was going live on my phone and then downloading that video and then uploading it. Or I was going live on my phone, recording it on a camera, and then uploading a massive video file. So a lot of people don't produce because they feel like they don't have quality equipment. It's like, well, I didn't have quality equipment. I had a Samsung Galaxy S6 and like a second generation iPad when I first started live streaming. My first episodes were with 2 phones. And for many episodes, I used 3 phones. I multi-streamed. Each phone, I would buy an extra phone, just turn on for Wi-Fi. I would go live on Instagram, live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and then all these other apps and splitters can stream to multi things. Now I'm using, I use Restream for the broadcast, but there's other ones that split broadcasts and things, and then you upgrade your camera. It's just slow increases, slow progress. So it depends on what you're trying to do in terms of like creating content, but the camera is the least important thing. There's so many good cameras out there. There's so many different ways to do things. There's so many different ways to shoot film. There's so many different ways to make art. So the most and the best way when I say be consistent, okay, let's say that's the number one thing, be consistent. Makes sense. How are you consistent? How do you be consistent? You be consistent by doing something that you enjoy and making something that's authentic to you, because then you're going to be consistent because you're putting out and you're sending a message. If you're doing something you don't like, you're not going to be consistent. You're not going to want to do it every fucking day. You're not going to want to edit the videos and upload the videos and do the thumbnails and the tags and this on one day. It's a lot of work. And then the next day and 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 the next day. It's fun. It's fun. I got something special. We're going to talk about tomorrow. We'll talk about tomorrow. I got some stuff, awesome stuff coming for Swole TV, D2H. Awesome stuff coming to Swole TV. Awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, let's give away the Swole Card. Here we go. Tess Hornaday, if you're not following Tess Hornaday on Instagram. Let's see, Tess Hornaday. Let's actually put her. Let's do IG. IG at Tess Hornaday. Let's add that in there a little bit. There you go. If you want to follow her on Instagram, get that salty sack. Hashtag salty sack for that. I think we kind of need a little water break. If you guys want a water break, I'm thirsty as shit, so I would appreciate a water break, but no one asked for it. No one asked for a water break this whole fucking time. No one asked for a fucking water break this whole time. I'm sorry. Do we not drink water? Does this podcast not hydrate the fuck out of you? Does this podcast, you just want that salty sack. You're going to have salty sack. You're going to have salty sack, but not have any hydration. People asked. I didn't see anyone asked. If I don't see it, Ellen, it doesn't fucking exist. It's out of sight, out of mind. I need to see eggplants. I need to see water droplets. Bust a nut in the fucking comments if you want a water break. Otherwise, we're not going to do it. We're not going to fucking do it. I asked about 10 minutes ago. Well, I didn't see it, hamstra. I didn't see it, bro. Thanks, Joe. The yoga studio in X is worth the membership alone. It's awesome. Found a new passion. Had never tried it before. Muscle stretching like never before. Don't know what I prefer, weights or yoga. Bro, I feel the same way. When people ask me if I had to do one thing, if I could only do one thing the rest of my life, would I rather do yoga or would I rather do weights? And it's like, I don't know anymore. Because if I can only do one thing the rest of my life, lifting weights is great, but I'm going to just fucking tight as shit. But then yoga, but you want that bone density. They're both so good. And you pair them up together. Good thing we don't have to choose. Good thing you can do both. Good thing you can do both. All right, kitty. I know. Well, I know it's been a long time. They said they asked. Okay, I'm waiting. Fucking bitching and moaning the whole fucking time. Right? You can keep on fucking complaining? Or are we going to do this? All right. Finally. Fucking bitch. All right, here we go. Get your water. Let's get the water ready. Water break, beaches. Water break. Come on, kitty. Come on, kitty. We got some salty sack. We got to take care of this. All right, fam. Here you go. Water break in 3, 2, 1. Dance time. There you go, kitty. Good girl. Yeah. Chill the fuck out. No, we did it. We fucking did it. Hell yeah. I usually don't make it. Not all the time. It just goes to show how thirsty I was. Usually I'm drinking more coffee. I didn't have that much when I started because I drank it all already. Confessions of Papa Swolio. But now I have. Yeah. All right. We got Swole Card. Come on, Tess. Bring that card out there. There you go. Follow Tess on Instagram at Tess Hornaday. Hashtag unicorn acceptance. Hashtag horn positivity. Now I got to pee. We had that salty sack. All right. We're on the Swole Card. Here we go, fam. Let's pick someone for today's Swole Card. Who's going to be? Drop your hashtag in the comments. Going to scroll and pick one person to give this delicious Swole Card to. Here we go, fam. There we go. Scrolling. Who's going to win? Scrolling. Papa Swolio. Vanessa DT.
Congratulations!
Vanessa DT, what up? Congratulations. You won today's Swole Card. Drop an email to support@swolenormous.com with Swole Card 1451 in the subject. And of course, make sure that you give your mailing address in the body of the email and we'll get you that salty sack. I'll get you that salty sack ASAP. You know what I'm saying? Everyone say congratulations, Vanessa. Congratulations. Be nice. A lot of you are not bad today. Not bad. All right. Congratulations, Vanessa. Very nice. You guys are not too bad. I knew it was coming. I knew it was fucking coming.
Come on, stop whining.
Really? Really? On the main channel, we had a great session. Not one person was a beesh. Not one beesh. Maybe there was a beesh. I don't think we had any trolls today. It happens sometimes. It's all good. Let's give a little bit more of a reminder. Let me break it down. So congratulations, Vanessa. Send us, there you go. Thanks, fam. You're welcome. Congratulations. Send us that email, support@swolenormous.com, Swole Card 1450 Schwam, and you'll get this nice salty sack. Nope, Tess Hornaday is not included. Tess Hornaday is not included. No can do. No can do. She stays with daddy. She stays with daddy. So, fam, let's see. Tomorrow, let me bring back the God, that water break. Did I do a burp after today's? It's coming up now. I thought I did. Accountability meeting tomorrow. Tomorrow, April 27th. Tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time. So new releases tomorrow, mañana, in the private Facebook group. So if you want to join, you get access to the private discussion boards, you get access to Swole TV, get access to the private Swolenormous X Facebook group where the live stream will be held live. Obviously, it's a live stream. So episode 1452 tomorrow will only be available inside the private Swolenormous Facebook group. So for Swole fam only, all memberships, you get access to these private access, priority access episodes. So if you want to learn more, go check out swolenormousx.com and you can check out all membership options. So if you're interested in starting meditation, if you're interested in practicing yoga, I mean, you've heard it here. I don't have to fucking prove to you that yoga is amazing. You're seeing it in the comments. It is amazing. And meditation's amazing. And it depends on what kind of fitness you really want. It depends on what kind of life you want to have. Are you only focusing on the physical? Most people are. And most people are focusing only on the superficial physical, whether they have abs or bigger biceps or bigger glutes. And there's nothing wrong with those things. However, you need to be looking at your life. Your life is a huge part of it. People get frustrated. People get frustrated with the lack of results. People get frustrated when they don't get instant feedback and instant adaptation and instant muscle and instant weight loss, but they're not willing to put in the fucking effort to cover all the other bases, all the 7 pillars. People just think that if they go to the gym, they'll get all the results. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? It does, but it's only one facet of your life. And I've said this many times, if you work out an hour every single day, that's 96% of your week that you're outside the gym. If you do it 2 hours a day, that's 92%. So it makes it so important. It makes that 4 to 8% of your week so important because that's, hey, if you're lifting heavy, you could build a lot of muscle. But that's also why the other 96, 98% is so essential, because outside the gym is where you spend most of your time. That's sleep, that's meditation, that's hydration, that's recovery, that's nutrition, that's mental stability, that's recovery. It's all those things. It's everything else. And people are just looking at one small facet, one small aspect. How can you only look at your physical training? That's what blows my fucking mind. How can you only look at that? And for people like the mukbangers, the face fuckers, I'll be obviously doing another video tomorrow. We're going to drop some more nuts on chin. I'm trying to take out the fucking trash. For people that don't understand how many other side effects food leads to. Not only is it poor habit, not only is it just deplorable, just gluttony, but you're damaging your body from the excess calories. You're consuming tons of artificial and chemicals and just things that are not naturally found in foods that most people should not be consuming. And not only that, if you don't do an elimination diet, you might not know, you might think that whole grain bread is good for you. What if that's fucking you up? A lot of people are going to the extremes. Oh, I'm not going to eat fast food. If you're only eating, if that's your idea of health is not eating fast food, then what about all the foods that you think are healthy that are fucking your body up? Like, it goes deeper and deeper. And it's really very fundamental. Are you fueling your body? Are you giving your body fuel? Are you giving your body fuel? Or are you having a party in your mouth? Are you having a braingasm because, oh, dopamine release? Are you an addict? Are you just drugging yourself? Are you making excuses? This is where meditation really has benefit because it will help you call yourself out on your bullshit. It helps you manage all these triggers and all these thoughts and emotions. It helps you ignore a lot of these bullshit thoughts that don't have any bearing on your day and don't deserve any attention from you. So anyway, just closing remarks, closing sack, some closing salty sack. So thanks to Tess Hornaday. Thank you for being here. Thank you everyone for joining me for episode 1450 Schwam of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. And yes, Jameson, thank you so much. And thank you everyone for being here. And ironically, it was just perfect timing. Thank you so much for everyone that supports, that subscribes to the channel, that likes the videos. I'm not the kind of person that's like, hey, we got 100K, because it's just another bump in the road. It's just another little checkpoint. Like today's 1451, tomorrow's 52, 53, 54. Today's 100K, tomorrow's going to be 101 or 102. But psychologically, it's very satisfying to see progress in that sense, but also to notice, what it actually means. Does it mean like, oh, do I get a plaque? Oh, thank you, YouTube. I don't give a fuck about that shit. All right. I mean, like last week or a month ago when it was 89 or 95, like that makes as much of a difference. The first person that ever subscribed to my channel is just as important as the one that subscribed to make it to 100K and the one that's subscribing right now. So each person matters and the message fucking matters. And what I don't like about these other channels, it's not that they don't have a life that they can make choices themselves. If you want to do mukbangs, I can't stop you. And like I said before, I don't want to stop you. One, it gives me great content. I can get my fucking sack out and go swinging and have some good fucking fun. You know what I'm saying? But also, I want people to have freedom of speech. I want people to be able to do things that they want to do. That's important. It's important for people, but I wish, and I just want to get the message out there that I wish people would make decisions for better reasons. Just because you can doesn't mean you fucking should. It's so fundamental. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And a lot of people do not have any respect for themselves. They don't have integrity, and they don't understand the impact of their actions, because a lot of you tell me all the time, I can only imagine, you're exercising. Maybe you're a member of Swolenormous X, but then your husband lives in the same house, so he's eating healthier. And then your friends join, or your friends are eating healthier. You're doing yoga with your children, and now your child is going to grow up understanding what yoga is and understanding the importance of yoga and remembering good times with mom and dad. It spreads. So the same thing with the garbage food. How many people watch these mukbangs like, oh, I'm going to make the Cheeto thing and make a reply video. I'm going to do it too. And they go and they buy fucking Cheetos. They buy a big grill and they're stuffing their face. And they're like, hey, we eat this. And they're doing Instagram stories just like Nico Cod, gross. And they're laughing. They're doing TikToks and shit. People are doing that shit too. Right? People are doing that shit too. So that's a problem, because obesity is 40 to 50% of our population. A lot of people are dying because they're at higher risk for these viruses and these illnesses, let alone the diabetes and heart disease that already existed before COVID and in combination with it. So motherfucker, right? What the fuck is wrong with people? What the fuck is wrong with people? How can you try to justify people? How can you try to justify people not taking care of their health now? It's just as important today as it was 3 months ago as it will be 3 months from now. So thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for 1452. Remember, it's priority access only. If you want to join, you can get access to tomorrow's episode for less than $3. If you just want to, hey, I want to get my foot in the door and just kind of see what the Swole fam's all about, want to just check it out, you can come check it out. And also make sure you check on the previous video here on the channel. If you want to try that free Swole class, registration is free. So tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, members only. Again, if you've been burned in the past with programs and training and stuff, this is very unique, and it's not a program. It's Swolenormous X. It's much, much more. So if you want to get your foot in the door and check it out, you can do so. And I'll see you tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time for 1452. Swolenormous X, Swole fam, accountability meeting. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce, Magoose. Ya boy, Papa Swolio. Oh, out.